solve for x in, that is negative x cubed plus 12x plus 16 is equal to 0. Now in such an equation, it is not the normal equation that we have always interacted with, because we have always dealt with ax, maybe ax cubed plus px squared plus c is equals to 0. But if you look at this equation, it is lacking the concept of the x squared. So this equation is not as the normal equation that we always know. So now this is worked out as follows. Now in this equation, just take values like let us say you can take values like 1, 2, 3, 4. We can stop at 5. In such values, we treat them as now the values of x. We try putting them in this equation such that we can have one value for x. Remember, the equation is x cubed, so it means we have 3 possible answers for the value of x, one of which we're just finding it this way. We just guess values like this one. We try inputting that is them in that equation, and if we are able to substitute for x and we get 0, then that is one of the values that we are looking for. That is one of the first that we intended to find. So if I input, for example, let me take the case of 1, it will give me negative 1 cubed plus 12 times 1 is 12, then plus 16. So definitely this one can never give me 0, because it's negative 3, negative 1 plus 28. This is 27. So 27 can never be equal to 0. So definitely that one will not give me the value that I want to find. So let me try another value. For example, I can take 4. Negative 4 cubed will give me negative 64 plus 12 times 4, 48 plus 16 is equal to 0. Let us see if this is true. Negative 64 plus 48 will give me a negative 16 plus 16 is equal to 0. So 0 is equal to 0. So definitely 4 is the value that I'm looking for. So after that, we now come with that 4. So our value of x is 4. So our 4 is like a root. Then we can bring it now here. We say x minus 4 is equal to 0. We can now use this value of x that we have obtained to find the other values, the other possible values of x. So for x in this equation, we can use it to find the other possible values of x. And then, but before we divide, we have to make this our equation to be in the form of the form that we said earlier, because earlier we said that a normal equation are in the form of ax squared, ax cubed plus px plus c is equal to 0. Now let us now work out this one, but before that we can still rearrange our equation, because our equation is negative x cubed plus 12x plus 16 is equal to 0. We can define a by negative so that we remain with x cubed minus 12x minus 16 is equal to 0. This is now the equation that we are going to use. But before we go dividing our equation by the long method, because it is being solved like that, so what we have to do, we can rearrange it to be in this equation now. So our equation, so that now that we are writing the concept of x squared, we can introduce that, because if I write this equation as x cubed, if I introduce maybe I say 0, because you can see negative the trend in the equation, so we can say minus 0 x squared minus 12x minus 16 is equal to 0. Now I use the long method to divide my equation. So I can say the wrong method. This equation now, you just write it inside. So it is x cubed minus 0x squared minus 12x minus 16, and the root that we had obtained earlier, that is x minus 4 is equal to 0. You just divide by root x minus 4. Now in dividing this, we just look for a value. We are finding a value. Obvious, we know in dividing by the wrong method, we just put a value here that when multiplied by this will give us here. So definitely we can take the first one as x squared, because if I multiply x squared times x minus 4x, then I'm able to obtain x squared times x is give me x cubed. But x squared minus times minus 4x will give me minus 4x squared. And then of course I subtract x cubed minus x cubed is 0, and then I will be able to obtain 4x squared as my answer here. And then let's bring the 12 down, minus 12x. Then we still find a value that we put up here, and then when we multiply by this will give us the other value down there. So we can put plus 4x. 4x times x will give us 4x squared. 4x times minus 4 will give us minus 16x. That's again subtracted. So we're able to obtain our answer as minus 12 minus 16, which is 4x. And then let us bring the 16 down. It is minus 16, and we further find a value that when we put half here, we multiply here, we're able to obtain the value down here. So that is something like 4. That is a plus 4. 4 times x is 4x. Then 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. And then subtracting this, we're able to obtain 0. We're able to find 0. So from there we just say that our roots now are x minus 4, our first root here, x minus 4, and then the second value is now the value that obtained here, which is x squared plus 4x plus 4, and now is equal to 0. These are now our roots. So it is either x minus 4 is equal to 0, or x squared plus 4x plus 4 is equal to 0. Then x is equal to 4, or we solve this quadratic equation further, because we can see the sum is 4, the product is 4, so the factors are 2, 2. So it is x squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4 is equal to 0. So x squared plus we factor out what is common here, because we pair them. So then we factor out x, we remain with x plus 2, and then x plus 2, because the other value must be x plus 2. We look for a value that we can take out. Definitely this plus 2. So we have now x plus 2 into x plus 2 is equal to 0. So x is equal to negative 2 or negative 2 or negative 2. So there's no need of repeating our answer, and up to that point we can say that we have solved the equation. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel.